Whew. What is going on, everybody? It is starting to get cold out there. I'm starting to feel the effects of winter, but there is one way to stay warm: nuclear winter. And I have had a lot of people coming into my stream lately asking about how to nuke more often. So some people have been playing for a while and haven't even got a nuke, or are struggling to consistently drop them big fat atom bombs in pubs. And I'm here to tell you a couple of ways to fix that. You'll usually hear simple answers from streamers and other players like focus on movement or try not to die. But let's get more specific so you can start making your way towards nuke tamer. I've spliced together 5 games where I nuke, and we'll break it down in increments of 5 kills of what I'm thinking and doing when I recognize a nuke opportunity in a match. These aren't all perfect scenarios by any means, and I'm not the best player out there, but it shows that you can get a nuke if you see the opportunity and play it correctly. So let's hop in. As far as aiming goes, I really should touch on that because, of course, nuking requires aim. There are a few key principles that should be understood by all players. These principles will follow you to any FPS game you ever play. Whether you're playing Krunker, Counter-Strike, or Overwatch, they are the first things I look for when trying to help players get better, and sometimes are overlooked even by players who are relatively good. The first principle is crosshair placement. This is the #1 issue I see in FPS players. Many players will have their crosshair pointing right at the ground, especially new players, like they're SWAT members trying to storm a house. In FPS games, you need to have your crosshair where the enemy's head is going to be, which means not at the ground. Always keep your crosshair up, and move as if your Y-axis is locked the majority of the time. And place your crosshair where people are going to be when you're rounding corners. The second principle is shooting with purpose. A lot of players will shoot as soon as they see a target and trust their instincts, which doesn't really work. Aim trainers can help with this to an extent, but just keep in mind your crosshair needs to be on the target before you can shoot. When you practice aiming this way, initially you're going to die more often, especially if you're a semi-automatic player like a sniper rifle or revolver, but you'll start to speed up out of necessity over time, and eventually you'll be much more accurate than you ever thought possible. The final principle is play with a sensitivity that balances micro adjustments and flick speed. Most players start with an extremely high sensitivity because they think that they need to move their cursor very fast to switch between targets, and they'll eventually get better with that sensitivity. In reality, virtually every good player has a sensitivity that is much lower than what you might have thought. The lower your sensitivity is, the more accurate you'll be able to be, and can easily adjust shots that are off without losing track of the target. But this is a balancing act because you also need to be able to look around freely and flick to new targets. So play around with your sensitivity. Keep lowering it until you find that you are simply not able to switch between targets or bunny hop effectively anymore. Then work your way back up until you can complete these tasks with a tiny bit of effort. This way your body will eventually adjust to that lower sensitivity, and you'll be much better over time for it. So when I'm going for a nuke, in the first 5 kills of pretty much any lobby, I'm scoping out the players, I'm seeing how good they are, and I'm trying my best to pick up some early kills. The good players, I try to kind of spawn trap and see if they'll leave the lobby, because we are going for a nuke after all. It's not about playing nice. From kills 5 to 10, I really get a sense if I can nuke or not, and I'm trying to grind some kills so that later on, when people start to give up or leave the lobby or not spawn in, I won't be faced with the possibility of not having enough kills to secure the nuke. For kills 10 to 15, what I'm really looking to do is control the spawn points of the map. There's going to be a lot of people that are leaving because of the kill streak that you're on, and of course a lot of people joining. So those new people joining, you want to get the quick kills on if they're guests, or if they're good players, you may even want to get a couple of kills on them quickly so they may leave the lobby and not bother you and try to have a little bit of a slugfest. For kills 15 to 20, people are going to start to focus you. You need to make sure that you're switching up your tactics so they won't be able to camp in a particular corner, or they won't be able to follow you. And they will start to throw their throwing knives, and they'll take out their crossbows to try to stop the nuke. You just have to make sure you're unpredictable. From kills 20 to 25, it's a matter of calming your nerves. I found that I was always getting amped up, so I had to consciously say, hey, if you're going to be tense, you're going to miss your shots, you got to calm down and just play confidently. And realize that if people were going to kill you, it was probably going to be in that 15 to 20 kill streak mark. So don't worry about it now. Focus on your aim, and you should be able to secure the nuke. And that's really all I do. It's a matter of seeing the opportunity for the nuke, and then going through this pattern of playing. And at this point, I can usually secure the nuke. Earlier on, it was harder to see, but hopefully this gives you an idea of the mentality of someone that can nuke fairly consistently, and maybe you can implement some of these things into your own gameplay. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.